Yo, what up, y'all? We're back once again. Damage Per Second Podcast, episode 130. DPS Podcast back in the house. I am your host, SloMoBackSlapr, with the homie Gaming Forte. Say what's up, Forte.
What's up, Forte? How you doing today? Oh. I'm doing great.
I trust everybody can hear us well. You know, I didn't test things out, but I think we're good. I think we're good. You know, I think we're all set up. Shout out to everybody that's in the house. We got that guy Smitty in the house, Percolator 9000, Truth Serum, Def Lloyd. What's up, bros? Hope you guys having a good one. We are going to have a good show. But first things first. Def Lloyd says we sound great. That's what I like to hear. First things definitely. First, Forte, what you been up to, bro?
Working, doing podcasts, having fun. Went to go see the Mario movie. Getting ready to go buy that Zelda Switch tomorrow. Oh, it's a great week, dog. We getting closer and closer to a lot of amazing things happening in games. The Zelda Switch comes out tomorrow.
So what's new and different about this Zelda Switch?
It's Zelda, Legend of Zelda.
So does it do something?
No, it looks different.
Oh, it just looks different. So it plays exactly like every Zelda. Like every Nintendo Switch, there's no like extra RAM, more storage.
Why did they don't need to do that, man?
Did they fix the Joy-Con so they don't, have a high percentage of stick drift? Nothing. It's just Zelda.
That's why they gave you a 2-year warranty on your Joy-Cons. Got to send them into Nintendo and they'll replace them.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, listen. I understand that I am part of the problem, and
does it at least come with the game?
A lot of people
no, don't even come with the game.
No, they don't actually charge you extra like other platforms do. Well, they do. They charge you $10 more than what the base OLED trade sells for. But no, it doesn't come with the game, sir. It does not come with the game. Game doesn't come out to May 12th anyway.
But shouldn't you get like a voucher or something, or like I owe you or
no? Nintendo don't roll like that, bro.
No, they said that. Buy our overpriced Nintendo Switch and buy our game later on. Like most bundles, right? Most bundles of a game. Like for example, I think the Xbox is having a Diablo 4 bundle. Mm-hmm. It's got like they slapped the Diablo sticker on the side of it, right? You know, you slap that right on the side. I think they did. I don't know. Maybe they haven't. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting confused with something else.
It's just a plain system.
It's a plain system. Doesn't matter. Okay, right? It doesn't matter. Maybe they put it on the box. I don't know. Diablo 4 with the game. The game is there. Maybe not a physical copy, probably a digital code, but at least they give you the game. They could give you a digital code for Zelda with that.
They could.
I mean, I can actually see it as being like a pretty good deal at that point. Here's a very special Nintendo Switch. I don't know what Zelda like in personalization they've made of it for the Switch, but if it came with a digital code too, I'm like, that's what's up. That's a good deal. But nah,
a good deal.
They got you. Okay. So you waste the money. What else? What else you got going on, man?
Buddy. No, just waiting for Star Wars to come out tomorrow. But I was thinking about it after looking at some of the videos and stuff. We're gonna talk about it later. I was like, I might have to wait. I might have to wait. I ain't got $70 just to throw away. You know, that $70 can go towards my Switch.
Oh man, I heard this is basically choose your poison with Jedi Survivor.
choose your own adventure,
right? But that's the topic. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Have you done any more of Persona 5 Royal?
No, I worked 60 hours last week, sir, so I haven't played a lick of that since then. But I do have the next 2 days off starting Tuesday And I do want to go through some more. I'm probably going to do about 3 or 4 hours of it Tuesday next week when I'm off. So I'm definitely going back to it. I just haven't got a chance because I've been working like crazy and I'm tired and burnt out.
There's a particular point, and we talked about this last week.
Yep.
The point that's going to get you hooked. When you get there, I want you to call me because I wanted to talk with you. I want to know your thoughts about that entire scene because I kind of feel like it's for everyone that's played through Persona 5, a lot of them may understand how I feel about this. I feel like it's mature content that you don't always see in video games, and I kind of feel like some publishers or even some platforms shy away from putting that kind of content in their games. And maybe it'll be a topic for a future DPS about
absolutely
mature games and mature content in games, adult themes. Not necessarily adult themes as in like it's always gotta be sexual, but like adult like situations that are kind of sometimes are pretty difficult to not necessarily see but discuss and have it be a part of the content in the game. So I kind of feel like that's something we can discuss later on. Anyway, for myself, you're gonna laugh at this because you're probably gonna think like SloMo just plays bad games all the time.
Because you do.
Hey, hold on. Look, first of all, look. Hey,
I mean, you play a bunch of games, but half of them are all terrible.
Games you haven't even played yet, so you need to stop it, okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Half the game, 90% of the game, not 90, about 60% of the games you play are terrible.
Real quick. Shout out to Sammy Odyssey for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. Also, shout out to Donnell Brown for joining the 10%ers. Got that support class. He out here throwing out the med kits and everything to everybody, keeping us alive. We appreciate you, Donnell. And if you want to be a member as well, just, go ahead and hit that join button. Become one of the 10%ers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We got 18 people here at the moment. More will be coming in soon. Appreciate everyone that's here here right now. Okay, good. Let's get back to this. The last 2 games I beat, Forspoken and Gotham Knights. Yes, these games are mid games. Okay, not terrible. Mid. They're mid games. Okay, that's fine though. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
This week I've been playing Marvel's Avengers. No comment?
I was gonna ask why, but go ahead.
Look,
are you getting ready for Guardians of the Galaxy or something?
No. Well, I beat Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know what I'm saying. Are you getting ready for the movie or something? You just wanted to play something Marvel related?
People try saying why. My friends, okay? We always looking for a multiplayer game to play.
Friends set you up.
And no, they be like the most bargain bin dumpster diving dudes ever. Like, how much is that? How much is it? Nah, I ain't spending that. So apparently Marvel's Avengers dropped down to about $8 on Steam.
That's still too much. That's still too much.
Hey man, it's worth going through the campaign.
It needs to be in a humble bundle.
It is worth
where you get it for $1 with a bunch of other games.
It is. The campaign is pretty good. The post game content, not so much. Anyway, we've been playing that, and it's been all right. It's been all right. We can do 4-player co-op, so that's I'm happy about that. This 4-player co-op. So I've been playing that. I've been playing, my typical multiplayer games, and I think I want to try out this one game that I picked up off of Steam, and it's called this name's real weird. Okay, so it's called Paranormasight: The 7 Mysteries of the Hangzhou whatever.
What?
Hey, look, man, look. Don't judge. Stop judging, because it was a lot of judgment in that. What I need you to just ease up off the judgment, okay? I'm gonna try it. If it's good, I'll finish it. If it's not, I'm gonna uninstall it now like I never bought it. It's a Square Enix published game, probably from one of their like little smaller like. I don't even think the studio that made it they own or anything. They probably just published it, but it's not the point. That's not the point. Forte.
Yeah, what's up? Tell me all your problems.
You were on RDX podcast earlier this week, right?
I was. Shout out to the RDX homies.
Yeah,
shout out to Dealer, Coat. Oh, I would say Coat's not there no more.
Shout out to them. Shout
out to you for coming through.
Yeah. You know, I came through and I dropped in right around the time Dealer was asking you about the division. And you know that this is maybe it's just me, right? But when I don't know the answer to a question, I say I don't know. That's just me. I just say, oh, how many seasons? What season are they on? I don't know. I don't know what season they're on. But you, Forte, you're a different breed. You just make up numbers.
Okay.
So you were asked what season is the Division 2 on, and you said season 5.
Sure did.
In which our friend, the Ashen Luca, was like, season 5? Like, Destiny's on, like, season. What season is Destiny on? Like, how was the Division on season 5? And you guys, they make it, we got to talk about how the Division sucks and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forte, what season? What is it, year 5 or is it season 5?
It's year 5.
It's year 5. Okay. Because I Exhibit A is about to pop up.
Oh my God.
On the Jumbotron. And this is me in the Division on PC. You know, look at that frame rate counter, 140 frames per second. I tell you, max settings.
I mean, that kind of happens when no one's playing it.
With the frame rate's high? What are you talking about?
We ain't got nobody else on the screen with you to take up the rest of all your performance.
There are no people in that area.
There are no people. Period.
It's designed to have no people in that area.
Where the people at SloMo? You know, I log into Destiny. I always see somebody.
If you look a little bit further in the other area that's outside, you will see people walking around. In the area I'm at, there are no people. But the important thing right there is that what season is it on?
It says season 11.
Thank you. Season freaking 11. That's season 5. It's year 5.
Man, what are their seasons? 3 seasons per year instead of 4?
No, they got started late on seasons. They weren't doing seasons like when the game first came out. They had a whole rollout and expansions and everything. They didn't start doing seasons until after Warlords of New York came out.
And what year was Warlords of New York?
Like late 2020.
So what did they call that, year 4?
The game didn't come out till like 2019, man.
That's what I'm saying. This is year 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? You know what?
Continue. Continue. I don't see the point of this, but continue.
The point is that stop talking about things you don't know. Okay, that's the point.
I knew.
That's the point. But you know what I do know. You know what I do know.
Yeah.
Destiny is broken. That's what I do know.
It sure is.
That's what I know. And I don't need to play the game to know because I hear it from y'all. Y'all tell me it's broken.
No, you hear it from all these people out here that's playing the game still and still play the game even knowing it's broken to all heck. You know, that's what happens when you got a good game. We cry to the developer and say, "Developer,"
and they still ain't fixing it. They still ain't fixing it.
They ain't gonna fix it either. That game gonna be like that until Destiny, whatever the next one is.
I don't think there is a next one. I don't think they're making a Destiny 3.
I don't think so either.
I think their game, the unannounced game, and Matter, another game that's codename Matter. I hope they got a better name than that because Matter sucks. That's just a stupid name. Like when name my game Pancakes. Why? I don't know. You know, it's just
what was the code name for Fortnite? Do we remember? Do we know what the code name for Fortnite was?
No, I don't know what that was.
Was it like Project Avalon or something? Who knows? I don't know.
But Matter don't work. They need to come up with a different one. Anyway, I think that's all. That's all they're gonna work on. And I've seen concept art that Matter. I ain't really all that impressed. I know it's concept art, but I'm not all that impressed by, what they look like it's going to be or something. So whatever, right?
You're terrible.
Good luck to
Shouldn't be
Bungie.
like that.
Good luck to Bungie.
Well, good luck to Bungie. What did Bungie do?
No, good luck to them in the future, because they clearly don't care about Destiny no more.
They care about Destiny, just don't care about PvP. They don't care about that no more. Or at least a very small subsection of the Bungie cares about it. I don't know.
I'm not the name of the final DLC called like the Final Wish or something, right? Or the
what?
The Final Dare, the Final Shape. There it is. So it's gonna be the final DLC, the Final Shape. It's all together. It's all together there.
Well, it's the final DLC of the Light and Dark saga, sir. There's still more Destiny to come after that. Well, listen, man. Destiny. We laugh at the 10-year plan, but what will next year? What will next year in 2024 be, SloMo? 10 years.
Yep. And then they can stop torturing us with that terrible game. Okay, so moving on. We want to roll through these topics because I know a lot of y'all want to get to some of those topics at the bottom. So we gonna get there. We're gonna get there. You ready to do this, Forte?
Sure.
All right. So first topic up is Armored Core gameplay revealed this morning. Actually looked pretty good. I can't recall ever playing an Armored Core game. I think I did play like at least one of them a long time ago, but I don't remember it, so I don't really recall. I'm not really much of a mech guy, but I do have to say the trailer looked pretty cool. I think the gameplay for what they showed looked interesting. It's supposed to come out late August. I think August 25th. I thought it looked pretty good. What did you think, Forte?
I look, anytime you start from space and you got rockets and you tell people to wake the dog up, it's always it's a great time, and it does look good. It looks really, really good, and I think the thing about games like this is a very, very niche. It's already got a niche following as it is now. In August, we really don't know what's coming up. Sony hasn't announced any of their games that's coming out in that time period. Microsoft games come out a couple, like Starfield supposed to come out like a month after this. So if it's in August, so there's going to be room. It's just that for people that like games like this, it's going to really come down to how well it is perceived and what the final product is going to look like. I mean, it looks really, really good, but I don't know, man. I think I was expecting more from just the actual gameplay itself. The visuals look fine.
What were you expecting?
So more.
Okay, first of all, let's go back for a second. Are you a big Armored Core fan?
Yeah, I like Armored Core. I played all of them.
So what you saw today?
I played Armored Core. I played Chrome Hounds. I played Mechasawed, all that stuff.
So
Chrome House is my favorite.
So what you saw in this gameplay trailer, was that indicative of like the level of gameplay that you get from Armored Core in general?
Yeah. I think for me, I think that's just, I was hoping that they would have did a little bit more. I mean, they just kind of modernized it and made it a little bit more up to date to what it is and stuff. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's perfectly fine for what it is. And a lot of people are going to love it. If you're an Armored Core fan, you're going to definitely love this game. It just comes down to, is it going to be the game that's going to, if you're a fan of Armored Core and that's it, you're going to love it. But if there's other games that's coming out around that same time, like, it just really depends on if you're going to pick it up and play it then. I think a lot of people are going to play it. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it and like it. I was just hoping that they would kind of change the formula up a little bit, but they basically just made it look even more prettier than it's ever been before, which makes sense because we're on, a vastly more crazy hardware at this point,
right?
Because the visuals looks really, really cool. I like how fast paced it is. It seems like it's more fast paced than the original ones were, which actually does make kind of sense. Because I think that's kind of more fast paced action, get you in and out of combat and stuff. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's what really kind of hooked me. I think
that collector's edition though. Woo,
Well, wait, I
That's
mean,
a nice.
what's in the
That
collector's edition?
It's got the mech in it. That thing look good. I see how much it costs.
Getting it. You're getting it anyway. It doesn't matter how much it costs.
How much it costs. But that thing look great.
So, question for you. From Software.
Yeah.
They're in the upper tier of developers at this point, you could say. Like people,
right?
Their games used to be niche, but not like their last 2 games have been Game of the Year winners.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of hit a different category at this point. Does that mean Armored Core 6 is going to be a Game of the Year contender this year?
No.
Why not?
Unless we're putting 7 games in there.
Well, I mean,
Are we putting 7 games in there? Maybe we put 7 games. Because Breath of the Wild, definitely. Breath of the Wild, definitely. I say Starfield, definitely.
I mean, I don't know if that's a definite, man.
Starfield would be there, definitely.
What if Armored Core pushes Starfield out?
Which one do you think will more likely be there?
I am just making conversation.
I know you are, but if you would you put money on that?
No, absolutely not. I mean,
I would put money. Man. I would put money on the fact that Starfield would be in there before. What's the name would be though?
Maximum 6. We agree that, right? Maximum 6 nominees.
6 is usually the max.
Did you say Breath of the Wild? I think you did say that. Tears of the Kingdom.
I always say Breath of the Wild because I don't know why they just did call it Breath of the Wild 2.
Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2.
Yep. Maybe, but yeah, better chance than Armored Core.
Spider-Man 2 definitely would be nominated.
Okay.
Crap, I feel like I don't know if you know what.
I still think Hogwarts is going to get a nomination.
Let's revisit this later on because I think
Hogwarts is going to get a. I think
Hogwarts.
Yes,
I'm telling you, Hogwarts is
not.
It will
get a nomination.
It won't even get the opportunity. It's already excluded. It's not getting like if the developers wanted the invitation to the awards, like it got lost in the mail. Sorry, not sorry. Like they're not getting it, right?
Oh my God.
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 will be in there. I think Silk Song's going to be in there if it does
as the indie. As the indie, absolutely. If it comes out this year, absolutely as the indie. I think Armored Core can sneak in. I think it can sneak in. I don't, but it has to really hit, and it's probably going to end up being kind of like a sleeper hit because no one's really checking for Armored Core like that. And it was a surprise reveal at the last Video Game Awards, was it? It was shown. Yeah, so it was like almost nobody is really checking for this, but you could say except for Elden Ring. Sekiro, nobody was really checking for Sekiro like that in the Game of the Year conversation. And
what else came out that year
when Sekiro won?
Mm-hmm. What was that, 2018?
Let me check.
What was all on that? It wasn't 2018 because God of War was on there 2018. Sekiro was 20. Was it 2019? Might have been 2020.
I don't. Chat, help us out. When did Sekiro win Game of the Year? Was that 20? Okay,
it had to be 2020.
Like, was it 20? Was it 2020?
It had to be. I'm looking it up now.
Okay, yeah.
Terrible. 2019.
2019. Okay.
It came out in 2019, so it won 2019.
And it was. Okay. I mean, all right, and look. Oh wow! With the $2 super chat, Lil F Boy says Forte is such a cutie pie. Love the show. Oh,
I appreciate you. You're a cutie pie too.
I think it has a shot to sneak in. I think especially if like one of the expected heavy hitters of this year fails to live up to expectations. I think it could sneak in. We can move on. can move on. Forte, I know we've discussed this offline, but have you? Let's pretend you haven't. Have you seen the new ASUS ROG Ally, Forte?
I have. I saw it on our favorite podcasters, the Iron Lords podcast, when I saw Mr. Lord. I wish I could spend more time with him, Cognito, trying it out, and it looks amazing. And I might have to get one.
Now, did you see the price?
No, did they actually share Did they finally share the actual price?
They have shared the price. It is $699.
Is that for the lower end one?
Yes.
So the higher one's $1,000.
Well, they didn't say what the higher end.
Oh, they didn't say that. The what did everybody really want to know what the pricing is?
Yeah. Now, but the low end one is still.
Yeah. What's the specs on the lower end one?
Oh man, now you're gonna act.
You're supposed to be hosting, man. You ain't got this information ready.
I sent you the information, man.
Okay, but you supposed to tell me.
You supposed to act like you know.
I have it here. I asked you a question because I was trying to keep the conversation going.
I know that, and I didn't have the answer, so I was looking for it.
So you try to deflect. Got
yes,
you.
Of course.
That's what you're deflecting. Okay, at least I know what's going on here.
Around the Mr. Chess says no slow-mo. That's $699 for the higher tier. The $499 is the starting price? No, I didn't see that.
Oh, really? So
I did not see that.
No, $699. That's it. Oh yeah, I'm getting that day one.
Hold up. Let me. I do not believe that.
Yes.
That's not the price.
That's a day one buy. $690.
So you're getting the higher end one, right?
Heck yeah, for $699. I'll get that. PayPal paying for.
Yeah, okay. The article I saw that talked about this never said a lower end price. It only said only said the $699 for, and it came from a tweet from Snoopy Tech or whatever, whoever the heck that is, and it says $699, and it's for the 7-inch 120 hertz screen, 16 gigabyte of RAM, LPDDR-P. 512 gigabyte storage, and it's an NVMe M.2 SSD, and as you already know, AMD Radeon Navi 3 graphics, and it's got Dolby Atmos, surround sound, all that good stuff. But my favorite part of it is all the RGB lights.
Oh man, that thing lights up.
Yeah, but no, I think I might have to pick this up. And here's why, right? I like my Steam Deck, I do. I do not like that every time I want to do something that's versatile with it, I have to go through all the hoops to do stuff, right? This ASUS ROG Ally will have access to the Xbox app and Game Pass, access to Epic Game Store, access to Steam, access to GOG launcher. It's got access to everything. Like, I can just sign in and play my games. I mean, it's a handheld, right? Now, look, I don't mind tinkering on my PC. On a handheld, I'm good. Like, I mean, the only other thing I wouldn't be able to do with this that I probably wouldn't be able to do really, I'm pretty sure people will sideload things and jailbreak it and do all kinds of other stuff, but right off the break, probably not playing Nintendo games through it.
Oh, no.
Which you absolutely can do in your Steam Deck, and they'll perform better than they do on the Switch. So there is that downside, but I think everything else, like 1080p screen, 120 hertz, everything that I've seen that people play, you mentioned the homie Lord Cognito, he played Forza Horizon 4 on it, looked really good, it looked flawless. It probably will play Redfall at 60 frames per second. No, I'm not even joking because it's probably using the PC version of Redfall, which isn't going to be locked to a 30 frames per second profile. So,
That's true.
I'm just saying. Battery life doesn't. I don't expect it. Really, honestly, to last longer than 2 or 3 hours. But I think it's pretty cool. I might have to go. I might have to sell my Steam Deck on eBay and buy that thing. I don't know. We'll have to see, man.
Make it happen, man. I believe in you.
But you're sold, right?
Oh yeah, because I never got a Steam Deck. I stayed away.
True.
So
and yes,
I don't
also,
feel like I'm spending more money than I should.
You can connect it to an external GPU and do 4K gaming.
Sure can hook it up to a. Now who's gonna go out and spend?
Me?
Who's gonna tell you?
Me?
Who's gonna go out and buy a 4090 and do that?
Oh, 49. I'm probably not.
Oh no, you'll do it with your 40. You'll do it with your 40. What you got, a 4080?
I got a 3080 Ti, man. I don't
3080.
Look,
yeah.
I mean, I might get a 4080 at that price. Look right. If one fall off a truck somewhere or something. I don't know.
Look, man, why is it gonna fall off a truck? Why can't you just go out and spend that hard money?
I have a hard stance. I am not spending more than $1,000 on the GPU. That's just it's my personal.
How much did you
thing.
spend? Wait. How much did you spend for that 3080?
$850.
Yeah, you were gonna get a 3090.
If I was gonna get a 3090 Ti, if the price had dropped that low. Look, I bought my 30.
You already. You had it in the cart for more than $1,000.
It was in the cart because I was waiting to see what was going to happen.
No, you had it in the cart because you was gonna buy it.
No, I
said,
wasn't.
SloMo, don't buy that right now.
I wasn't gonna buy it. Look,
okay,
this is.
Why would it be
I bought my 3080 Ti when Nvidia dropped all their prices right before they launched the 4000 series. I'm not spending more than $1,000 for a GPU. I just refuse. And look, the 4070 is a $600 GPU that isn't selling right now.
Yeah, because they tried to scalp us.
so
they tried to scalp people 6 months ago.
I would have been upset. Look, I'm not doing it, man. I'm not doing it. But okay, look, like I said, it's back to the ASUS ROG Ally. It looks pretty good. Do you think this is legit competition for Steam Deck?
Heck yeah, this thing might kill the Steam Deck if especially like I was telling you earlier.
Here's something I'm okay. To what you're saying, is ASUS really going to mass produce this thing?
Now that's the other thing I was going to say. Now, if the two things that the Steam Deck has in its favor is the fact that it's Valve, and they're definitely going to mass produce those things because they want it to be. They have
sold 3 million.
Yeah,
3 million.
I think it's ubiquitous with their ecosystem.
It is definitely a success.
Yeah, it's definitely a success. The other thing that it has in its favor is the upgrade path that you can do on that, like upgrading the memory and stuff.
Yes,
that's another good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is any of that going to be now? Like you said, first thing, is it going to be mass produced? I mean, I don't know if it's going to be. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to get mass produced on the level that the Steam Deck was because. Well, I just don't. I don't see
Valve.
That.
I think Valve very appropriately sold the Steam Deck. They and then for a while it's like you put an order in, and you had to wait like 2 or 3 months for you to actually receive it. They were so back ordered with so many
people
requests.
Get emails like second quarter of 2022.
Right. Then it's you get an update, and it's the next quarter after that, and people were freaking out. But I think they
just go to their website and buy it.
They fixed their because they fixed their supply chain at this point, and I think it's you could just get a Steam Deck right now, not because the demand has gone down, but they've kind of fixed their issues with that. I don't think ASUS is going to have a problem with mass production because that's what they do. They make GPUs, they make monitors, they know how to sell a product, right? I just don't know how invested they are in this handheld. That's my only thing. Is that like, is this it? Is this kind of like a one-off thing?
I was saying, why do you think they made it? Do you think they made it in
because
partnership?
they see an opportunity. They see people always complaining about the Nintendo Switch being an outdated, obsolete, underpowered piece of crap. But people are jump on it because it has games that they want to play. And I think it was first highlighted with Valve with the Steam Deck that there was a market here where people wanted a more powerful handheld. Figure it out somehow. You're going to have to get a little creative with the form factor. You're going to have to it's that really difficult balance between performance, battery life, the power, battery life, cooling, really cooling it down, efficiently so that, it's not like you're playing with a hot potato in your hand. All that stuff is really, it's a difficult balance to make, but I think ASUS might actually have it here. I think they might actually have the one. Because 1080p, 120 hertz, that might do it. That might be it. That's enough power for someone that wants to be on the go. You have the option when you're stationary with hooking up to a GPU to do more, do even more, and you're gonna have, unlike Steam Deck, right out the box access to all the launchers that you use on PC. I'm trying to find a problem with it.
There is no problem.
I'm trying to find something to complain about, and I just don't have anything. All right. Well, I think as of now I might pick one up. I think I'm definitely interested, and I can sell I might sell my Steam Deck. Case and all. Got the nice fancy case. I got the nice fancy. You would think the light is what a Super Bowl. I got a nice fancy cradle for my Steam Deck to connect it to my OLED. I got all that stuff.
Nice. Well,
we'll see.
At some point you'll be able to. So what are you gonna do with your Steam Deck?
I just said I'm gonna sell it.
That's what I'm saying. You go. Who you want to sell it to? You gonna sell it to me for $200? I mean, you only got the 512 version, right?
I got the middle version. So
it's even less. So 180. 180. Is that how much?
We moving on. Ain't no.
How much you want to sell it to me for? 300. I had somebody somebody offered me their high end one for 400.
I can't even remember what I spent on it. It was like 400 something, 450.
Oh man, see that was
I barely used
right
it.
There.
I barely used it.
I will cash out you $200 right now.
It is a basically brand new Steam Deck.
Yeah, $200.
No,
it's not brand new no more when you take it out the box.
I factory reset it. It's brand new. I have barely used the thing.
It's got slow-mo smudge marks all over it.
What is slow-mo sludge marks? And what you wanna elaborate on that, man?
I mean, it's got your smudge marks all over it.
What are my smudge marks? What
I don't
is
know.
that exactly? Fingerprints or smudge marks? What am I, a slug?
I didn't say slug. I said smudge.
Same thing.
Oh my God! It's not the same thing. I mean, it's not like you're a caterpillar walking on.
I'm offended, and the price is doubled. Okay, how about that?
You definitely will get more.
Specifically for you, the price is doubled.
I told you.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
Right now for $200.
I'm gonna say $350. $350 for everything I got. Everything.
What do you have? You got you got more than just the Steam Deck.
I have the Steam Deck. I do. I have the case.
What the? I have the Steam Deck. The case.
You want a case for it, man? I got the case.
I can get.
I got
a cradle for $5.
I got a cradle. A really
what we need
nice
a cradle for.
to connect it to a TV.
No, all I need is the Steam Deck.
I'm not selling it to you no more. So I don't know why you
listen.
There are no scratches on the screen. Okay, no scratches.
Package something that nobody wants in a package. Stop trying to scalp people.
Hold on. I'm not scalping people. Hold on. I'm about to go check on eBay I'm gonna check on eBay real quick. I guarantee you the Steam Deck is selling on eBay for more than $250, man.
No, I doubt it. Especially now that you can just walk into, just go into Valve's website and buy it. And don't be trying to put in the $699 version there.
I'm still selling it cheaper than what Valve is selling it for.
Yeah, they're selling it for $450, I think. You do realize that
$50 cheaper, and you get all the extra. Look, $600. $600.
What version is that?
$800. The cheapest is $420.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. You out here trying to hustle me. Trying to hustle me. You can't hustle SloMoBack. Get out of here.
Huh? That's definitely the high-end version. It ain't your version.
My version is the
minimum RAM on it.
I don't have minimum RAM. The lowest version got that flash memory. I got an NVMe SSD in mine. I got the middle one, man. Stop trying to hustle people. Shameful.
He said your kids dropped down the stairs.
You know what? The price has gone up. After looking at eBay, the price has gone up. Big sand.
Yeah, John the Don said I'm supposed to get the homie discount.
Well, when has Forte ever given me the homie discount? Never.
I'm just saying.
Hey, okay, yeah, let's move on.
Speaking of which,
somebody want to hit me up with the Steam Deck.
Speaking of which, the Lions just drafted and it feels like they won the Super Bowl. If you look at that war room, they was high-fiving and slapping each other to get a running back from Alabama.
Who gets a running back in the first round? This is typical Detroit Lions silliness.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what they did, though.
Let's move on to Jedi Survivor, man, which is I would say it's been kind of polarizing because I'm seeing when people talk about the actual game, they're gushing over it. It's that people are saying it's the best Star Wars story there is, which I'm sorry, like most Star Wars stories suck, so it's not that hard to do that. But then I'm also offended because have they not played Knights of the Old Republic? Like, what are y'all doing? But no, I mean, look, hey, so good story. People are saying it's improved upon everything from Fallen Order, except for the running animation, because he still run like he
still runs bow-legged.
He still run like he got a load in his pants. He's trying to unload, right? But they're saying gameplay wise, game design, like Respawn definitely outdid themselves.
I wonder if the actor actually runs like that in real life.
Maybe he does. Maybe that's why it's like that. Because clearly I saw him in a mocap suit, some behind the scenes stuff. So it's just like, you definitely did performance capture on this guy. Does he just run like he never ran before? Like he just, like he's been in a wheelchair for like 99% of his life, and he just regained the use of his legs, and he don't know how to use them or something. I don't know. Like it just looks weird.
Everybody does it. Everybody's not Tom Cruise, man. Everybody's not used to running.
Hey, look, man. Like, can you ain't gotta be Tom Cruise to not run like your legs are made out of Play-Doh. But anyway, people have been gushing about how good the game is. The problem, though, is that the performance on every platform seems to be very shaky. PC being the worst, but even on the consoles, people are complaining of the game crashing, which, of course, no one wants to deal with that, right? People are complaining about a multitude of issues on PC with really high-end PCs, people with like CPUs that have come out in the past 2 years with GPUs that are like 4090s, and they can't get 60 frames per second. So it's very strange. I have it preloaded, and I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I'm not expecting
You're expecting much.
I'm not expecting much on the performance side of it. I just want to see how good or bad it is. There have been a minority number of people on PC that said that it's been good for them, but for the most part, I've seen people saying it's really, really bad, and they need, even the day one patch doesn't fix it. And also, even on consoles, the day one patch isn't fixing some of the other issues that are present. So just be aware of that for everyone that's buying the game and going to play it tomorrow. I'm the reason why I'm playing it on PC is because I have EA Play Pro, so I'm just it's available for me. Everything they come out with is available for me. So that's why I just decided not to spend the $70 on it. Did you buy it, Forte?
No, I was thinking I had a pre-order, and then as soon as I started, I was at work today, and I was looking at it. I was like, "Oh man, I could come back and get this tonight." Then I remember it's like, "Oh no, it's DPS tonight," so I was like, "Oh, you can't get it tonight." But then I started looking at all the performance stuff, and I was like, "Think I'll wait," and I canceled my pre-order and I put it towards my Switch.
As you should, because when people say that we should really let these developers know. I'm about to throw some slander to our boy Everborn because he deserves this. When people say that in order to really make these developers pay for releasing unfinished games, we should wait until the features and the performance that we want for the game is there and not just get it at launch. I say that because this is what our friend Everborn Saga said on about Redfall and it being 30 frames per second, and said he was going to wait until the 60 FPS patch came out, but then he saw the launch trailer, which we're going to talk about, which I will be showing in the next topic, and he said, "Oh, I'm getting that launch." So I'm just like, well,
there goes that.
Ever Fraud Saga strikes again. But never.
Well, there goes that.
But look, I commend you for waiting. I'm going to try. More than likely, it's not going to run great for me.
This game doesn't have a 10-hour trial, does it?
It does. If you have EA Play regular, it does have a 10-hour. It should have a 10-hour trial. At least it should.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that just to make myself feel better about not buying it day one. Just say, at least I say I tried it. But I'm not. No, the thing for me is not that. And you know me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars, but it's like I'm not paying $70 for something that's not finished.
Right.
Or at least with the perception of it not being like, the game could be great, the story could be amazing, the combat looks amazing, it all that could be true, but performance issues in the game, I'm not for it. If I'm not gonna let that stand for my number one franchise of all time, Halo, I'm definitely not gonna stand for something else.
Agreed. So you're gonna wait until they fix the game, which
ain't no reason to play it now.
Are you getting it on console or PC? Do you say?
No, I'm gonna play it on PC.
All right, so that I would say probably wait 2 weeks. That's been like the average, like 2 weeks after launch with these really buggy releases. It's almost like night and day where the game performs great. Although
it'll be on sale too faster on PC.
True. The longer ones like Forspoken and Gotham Knights took a couple of months to get fixed. But like I said, like I played Gotham. I beat Gotham Knights. I beat at native 4K, no upscaling, native 4K. And I played it at the frame rate was like 80 to 100 frames per second. It was fine, max settings. I didn't turn on ray tracing because the ray tracing was actually kind of poorly implemented on Gotham Knights. Like it didn't improve anything. So, and I had a good time. When I played Forspoken initially, it was definitely a broken release. After they patched it up, I was playing that anywhere. I was getting it was strange because when the lighting effects and all the special abilities start really going, it would drop down to 60 frames per second. But otherwise, it hung around the 80 frame range.
What made you want to go back and play that game after they fixed it, supposedly?
What? Which one?
Forspoken.
Because
you beat it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, because I enjoyed playing it. Yeah.
Oh, you actually did. Okay, you're one of the people that enjoy playing it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the story got better as you progress through it, and you start to find out like some things get revealed. I'm not going to spoil it, but it is what it is. Some things get revealed. It's not like Frey is still annoying. She's still an annoying protagonist. I don't like her, but the story went from being to decent. And the gameplay kept getting better as the more abilities and more different types of magic you would add to your list of different abilities that you can use. And so I really enjoyed it. It was good. It was good.
Okay.
I think that probably it's not as bad as people said it was, but it also isn't as great as some people would say it is too as well. So it's there's that. It's all right. It's all right game. Gotham Knights. I really just kind of played Gotham Knights because it was on Super Sale, and my friend wanted to play it. He wanted to co-op it. So. So there you have it. Anything else you want to say about this before we move on?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Don't know why.
Do you think? Oh, one last question about this. Do you think they should? Okay, 2 questions. Do you think they should have delayed the game?
Yes.
But if they delayed it, when would they release it? Because
okay, all right. Well, delay the game. Okay. Well, it's not. Well,
Diablo 4.
It's not because the game has missing features. It's because of performance. Mm-hmm. I just feel.
Well, I mean, that still is. I think that's worthy.
That's still worthy of a delay. I feel like if the game, I'm just tired of them trying to fix games and then patching them later. It's like, no, fix the game first, then bring the game out. If it's a week, I always look at it as like the reason they don't just move the game back a week or 2 weeks is because the things that they need to fix is going to take longer than that. And they already have the marketing and stuff out there, and they want to make sure that stuff's released around the same time as that. So, I mean, I get it, but it's like I'm just tired of fixing games like, oh, well, we'll fix it we'll patch it after it's released.
Yeah,
but you got to remember, people are getting to a point now where they look at scenarios like that, and it's like, well, my time is more valuable than playing your garbage game, playing your broken game, and just suffering through it just for you to fix and patch it later. No, I'll just wait till you fix it, then I'll play it. And if your game is still worthy of me playing it when you finally do fix it, then I'll play it. But there's also the chance that I might, like you just about to say, there's other games that's right around the corner, like Redfall. Right. You got Zelda coming out. You know, I think literally everybody, like, especially with the way that the Switch is, it's the companion system. It's complementary to your Xbox and your PlayStation. So a lot of people have that system in their house, and that is going to be a game that's going to take up a lot of time from a lot of people. So it's not like, oh, well, that's a Nintendo game. Most people don't play on Nintendo. Most people play on Xbox and PlayStation. It's like, no, that's a system that a lot of people have, and they're going to be playing that game. And that game is going to require them to probably put 60, 70 plus, probably over 100 hours into it. So am I going to be ready to go and play something like Jedi Survivor when the time has passed for me to get into that game? That's what the main reason I didn't play Hogwarts on day one is because it came out right at the same time as the Destiny DLC. I was like, no, I'm not doing that game right now because there's something else that's coming out and I don't have time to put hundreds of hours or even 50 or 60 hours into another game. So
So you're saying that like sometimes if you don't have stuff ready at launch and you think that people will come back once you got everything all squared away,
they don't come
together,
back.
That is a great segue to our next topic.
Oh Lord, here
because that is my very opinion about Redfall. Like if they think that people will just come back and play Redfall when that 60 frames per second performance mode patch comes out, depending on when that, like if it's 2 weeks, maybe. If it's 2 weeks, maybe. If it's 2 months, you're probably gonna have a problem at that point.
Oh, if it's 2 months, it's a wrap.
Right. People probably aren't coming back at that point. And I lived through what you were talking about, where you play a game and it's broken, and you're annoyed when they fix the game, but you've already beat it. Like I did that with Cyberpunk. You know, remember you know we had the bet and I won, and you bought me Cyberpunk, and I played the game, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have because the bugs and performance issues, the crashes, the certain parts I had to like go back to previous saves because I got stuck because I was like literally in a building where every time I tried to leave a building, the game would crash. So I had to literally go back to a previous save before that to get continue progressing on. I almost couldn't beat the game because of a bug that was happening during the final mission. Like little things like that were like so frustrating, but last year I played through the game again and had a great time. I mean, I did all the side content, hunting down all the cyber psychos, did all the gigs, all the side content missions. I was having a ball. It's a really, really good game. Not I wouldn't say great, but Cyberpunk's a really, really good game, and I feel kind of like robbed of the initial wonder of it all when you first play a game and it's amazing and you're seeing things for the first time, story reveals and stuff like that happen for the first time. I got robbed of that because it was so buggy that I couldn't really fully enjoy it. Now, I bring all that up to talk about Redfall. Nobody wants to play like people are cat. And people will say things like, hey, I had no problem with 30 frames per second. Okay. You clearly don't play first-person shooters.
Bless
like
your
that.
heart, child. Bless
right.
your heart.
You don't play first-person shooters like that. Because if you you're fine with 30 frames per second in 2023 in a first-person shooter. Like, all right, look, man, you do you. But people don't want to really play a game at 30. And I think a lot of people are because we are so in tune with everything that is gaming that we know about this, but I think a lot of people that have been seeing the marketing for Redfall and seeing all the marketing running at 60 frames per second don't know that it's going to run at 30. And some of them may not really fully understand why, but like when you have played Call of Duty and all the Call of Duties are 60. Halo, all the Halos since Halo Reach have been 60. Actually, Halo Reach was 62, I think. I think the last Halo that was only 30 frames was ODST. When every first-person shooter you've played in the past decade has been 60 frames per second, you don't want to go like it's not going to feel good to the casual gamer who doesn't really know why it doesn't feel good. They can't put their finger on it, but they're not going to like playing that at 30 frames per second, unfortunately. If it takes a while, I feel like if it was only going to take 2 weeks to get a 60 FPS patch ready, they would just delayed it to late May so that it launched with it. But clearly it's going to take longer than that. So that's not even really what the topic's about, though. What this topic is about is the fact that, like, this game comes out next Tuesday. And it is Thursday. So this game comes out in 4 days. Reviewers,
is it 4 days? Oh,
yes,
it is 4 days. Yeah, 4 days.
Reviewers don't have review codes yet. I have talked to two people that I know, at least two people I know, that always get review codes. Either because they have a platform that does reviews or because they're a big content creator and they always get review codes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anyone that has a review code for this game yet. Unless they put them out today. Now, I put in for a review code because I want to review the game. But I know I'm kind of low on the totem pole, so they're definitely going to give it to bigger content creators and bigger.
No, man, you're an amazing content creator. You deserve everything you get.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't think Microsoft was the same way. But anyway, like I haven't seen anything.
You do
but just because I haven't seen anything doesn't mean that it's not out there. But when I talk to other much bigger content creators and DMs, and they're like, "Yeah, I haven't got one yet," and I'm like, I'm thinking about like, so how are you supposed to do a review of a game? You're supposed to play a game, beat the game, and do a review in 4 days?
Yeah.
What's the embargo? Is the embargo? Look,
it's the day of.
Red flags galore, man. when the last game that we saw where no one got a review code ahead of time was The Last of Us Part 1 on PC. How'd that turn out?
That's
unfinished
true.
Game.
That's true.
Usually, and we know this by now, when you are confident in your game, man, we got a hit. And it's ready to go. We could launch it right now if we felt like it. But we already made a release date. And so we ain't going to relaunch it early. But you know what? We're going to give you reviewers 2 weeks to play our game. That's how confident we are in our game. When you see that, you be like, oh, man, we in for a treat. This game about to be fire. People got review codes a week and a half early.
They did.
But then usually when all the outlets are like, yeah, it looks like we're not getting that review code until launch. There's a reason for that. And it's usually because they want people, and I'm going to keep it a buck. They want people to jump in.
Yeah.
And not know and play it for themselves and not hear a reviewer tell you this is a problem, that's a problem, performance is terrible, this is a mess, and it's at 30 frames per second. They don't want you to see that. They don't want people, they know how Metacritic works. They don't want to see a Metacritic score of 68 and be like, oh, I ain't playing those 68 Metacritic games.
I ain't even gonna download that.
I'm not touching that.
You know, there's a lot of games that hit in the 50s, not 50s, but a lot of games that hit in the 60s and low 70s that people play and they swear by them and they'll say, man, that game was amazing. It was great.
Yeah. Rise, Son of Rome, The Order, 1886.
Yeah, because people...
Quantum Break. What was Quantum Break? What
Quantum Break was it in the 80s?
I don't think it was that high.
It might have been like mid 70s.
I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, but the thing I was gonna say was it's like a lot of people it's almost
77, which is much better than 77. But 77, but that's the thing is that like they don't want people to be turned off by the bad reviews they know they're going to get. And it's like, yeah, a lot of positive like feedback came from the previews. But how many times have we seen positive feedback from previews and then the review is like, good grief. And it's just like, yo, what happened from your preview was like, you loved it.
Yeah, they did.
I've seen that happen so many times, and so and performance will be a killer. I'm fully expecting this game, that Redfall, to be one supreme buggy mess at launch, and that's on Xbox and PC. I don't think it's gonna be a.
It's not gonna survive nowhere.
Look, man. If you can't even get a 60 frames per second performance mode in there in time, your game's not. You're not quite ready.
Right.
So how much time have you dedicated to bug fixing, the quality assurance stuff, the polishing of the game? Like, that's not.
That's true.
It's like, it's too many things that I'm seeing here that just make me go, oh boy. Like, I'm concerned, and it's not fake concern. It's real. Like, I've been hyped for this game since they first showed it, and so everything in the past month and a half about Redfall, it seems, is problematic. And usually when I start to see these kind of things, I'm like, oh boy. That's not a good sign. And usually it's not a good sign because you've seen it in the past and you've seen it not work, and not work out the way we want it to work.
Oh, y'all draft just went through.
I'm glad you're paying attention to the draft and not the show, Forte.
Well, I'm paying attention to both. I was looking at the Commanders.
What are your thoughts about this Redfall, about Arcane not giving out any
I think this draft is more entertaining than that game's going to be at launch because the draft actually makes sense. No, I'm just talking. But no, review codes is something that happens all the time. And the biggest thing is it always comes back to the game, them not trusting what people have to say about the game in a venue like that. You know, people say reviews don't matter, but obviously they do. You still have developers that depend on the Metacritic score to get bonuses and stuff. That's still a definite thing. We know Sony uses that as a barometer for their games and stuff when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So it just ultimately comes back to every time you hear about a game that is releasing and the reviews aren't even close to being out, or even people haven't even got their hands on a review yet. Now it just seems like, and people, if they put an embargo up and say, oh, the embargo for the game is the day of the game, like, 6 a.m. on May 2nd, you're going to have people that's going to go out and they're just going to blow through the game. And even if the game is pretty decent, are they really going to experience the game like they normally would experience the game? Like, slow, steady, play at their own pace, try to give the outlook of a person that plays like them, or even
we know there are reviewers out there that will put out a review of a game they haven't beat yet.
That haven't even played yet. Yeah.
That ain't me. I won't do that. I haven't put out a review since last year in Elden Ring, but every review of a game I've reviewed, I've always made sure I completed the game, at least beat the game, before I did it. And I'm concerned that a lot of people aren't going to have the opportunity to do that before they even get a chance to like put their review out. It's just at this point, I'm like, they're probably not going to give people review codes until Tuesday.
They probably aren't.
Yeah, so it's just not a good look, And usually when that happens, it's not by accident. It's not like the person that was supposed to give out review codes forgot. It's on purpose. And again, as we talked about, like the reason why. So real quick before we move on, what do you think? Let's give a prediction on what the Metacritic score is going to be. Not that we care about Metacritic, but they care about Metacritic. So
they do.
What's your score for Redfall?
74.
I was going to say 75.
Yeah, I was in between 75 and 74, and I just felt like saying 75 is like splitting the middle. It's like I feel like it either is going to be a 74 or 76. It's either going to be slightly better than average, or it's going to be, well, I mean, I guess 74, 75, 76 is still just average, but I think it's going to be 74. just due to the fact that it's going to be missing things like the 60 FPS mode, because I do think that's going to hurt the review a little bit. Like it is going to be people that's not going to care about that because, you know, some people just want to play the game and it ain't good for them. They're just going to play the game on the merits of what's there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a lot of other people, especially on console, the people that usually play games on PC and they're reviewing on a console version, those people are probably going to be
there are definitely reviewers, because I saw say Greg Miller do a quick review of Jedi Survivor, and he talked about all the multitude of issues. Funny how, you know, he talks about, you know, PC guys dealing with issues, and he had to deal with all these issues with Jedi Survivor on console. Anyway, Greg Miller was talking about like all the performance issues that he dealt with the game, but he basically reviewed the game, or gave it a 5 out of 5, despite all the performance issues, because he basically ignored those things to just talk about the quality of the game, the quality of the actual content of the game, the story, the characters, the voice acting, the gameplay, the combat, all that other stuff. And there are reviewers who do that. They say, you know, I will say that performance is terrible, but this game is a masterpiece or whatever, right?
Yeah, I can see people doing that in regards to like which one is more powerful for you. Is it more powerful like when you're playing the story, and every time you like get a really good grip on it, it's like, this is just incredible. But then you'll have those moments where it takes you out of it because of the performance. Now, granted, you'll probably notice it, you know, the performance will get less and less more noticeable the more and more you're playing through the story, because you're just enjoying the story that much more. But normally if a game is just, I ain't gonna say subpar, but it isn't like, especially like the early game of the game. Like if a game like takes a little bit of time to build up, like it's not like people say like, oh, you got to play the first 3-4 hours of the game to really get up to speed to what's really going on. Well, a game that's got terrible performance and stuff like that don't really last that long for people, because it's like the performance terrible, and you're telling me I got to put 4 or 5 hours into it just to get to the good part, where it's completely opposite. Whereas when the game starts out really strong, and then you might see performance issues and hiccups along the way, but those are far few in between, at least in your estimate, because you're just enjoying the game and playing the game. And when it does play the way it's supposed to play, you love it. And I can see why people review stuff like that. But the other thing is, I know because it's a perfect example with Greg Miller. He said it. He told people, he's like, yeah, the performance is terrible. Yeah. He said but he didn't harp on it. And I think that's what a lot of other people do.
There's some reviewers who will be like they would knock it for like ACG. ACG would be like, he may really thoroughly enjoy a game, but if the performance is really that bad, he doesn't do scores, but his final verdict on it would be, wait for the patch.
Wait for it, yeah.
Wait for the sale, instead of get this day one, play this right now. He'll be like, wait on it. And there are definitely people who are in the camp of, I'm gonna knock a game for performance issues, like Ori and the Will of the Wisp. What was the Blind Forest? Which one's the second one? Will of the Wisp?
Blind Forest. No, Will of the Wisp is the second one. Yeah.
Ori Will of the Wisp got knocked on its reviews for its performance issues, and you're gonna get the reviewers, and it's that's one thing that I'm not going to knock a reviewer for choosing to score something or choosing to not score something based on that, just as long as you acknowledge it.
Right.
As long as you acknowledge there's performance issues, so that people who read your review can know what they're getting into. And not necessarily be like, oh man, they said it was amazing, but I'm playing the game and it's like it's a slideshow during certain sections. Like that's no. Like you gotta tell people what's up. I wanted to say one more thing, and I've lost it. Don't worry about it.
It's gone. It's gone.
we can move on to our next topic, which I'm pretty sure so many people are definitely looking forward to.
Shout out to all the people that were waiting for this topic. Shout out to the 46 people that listen to me and SloMo talk about all that other stuff just to get to the good stuff.
Good. Okay, so the CMA.
Cool. What does that stand for? What does that stand for?
Something UK regulator. That's all I know. Okay, that's
how some people feel about them right now.
some UK regulator. The CMA has blocked Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, and they have blocked it under the grounds that this would cause issues to the cloud gaming market. And Forte, what are your thoughts about this?
So, my thoughts on this are, I was one of the, and this is just me telling the truth. I was one of those people that was like, this deal's going to go through. But the difference is, I didn't go out there spewing it like it was gospel. Like it was going to happen. Like 100% that was going to happen. Because you know what? Anything can change. And the regulators came out a couple of weeks ago, like almost a month ago. It was saying that they kind of turned against Sony. And then Jim Ryan came out there and said that this is irrational. They're being irrational and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there like, this is all very interesting. And everybody started celebrating and saying that, oh man, this is a done deal. This is gonna go through. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I still think this is gonna go through, but I'm not about to like put my money on it because anything can happen. And guess what happened yesterday, SloMo? They came out. I went to sleep and everybody was like, I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I'm gonna have a good night's rest. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. And it turned out being the worst day for Xbox possible, to the point where a lot of people are saying that this could well, even Phil Spencer said this. I think it's a lot of hyperbole in it. He said this could irreparably harm Xbox and the brand if this deal doesn't go through. And I think a lot of Xbox gamers and just fans of, I won't say fans, because fans of the other platform, I think they just want to see Microsoft do good. But I do think a lot of the strong opinionated ones that feels like they wanted this W, I think they're really, really hurt from this. But ultimately, what I really, truly think about it is, it's not over. They got to go through the appeals.
Bruh.
It feels like it's over. It feels like it's over.
It feels like it's over?
Because it's
over, bruh. Okay, look. Some of y'all ain't gonna like what I got to say. Actually, I feel like a lot of people ain't gonna like what I got to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's over, bruh. It is over. Man. I told y'all over a month ago, I said, I'm not, even after the whole thing happened where they were talking like, oh, they said we got no problem with the console side of things. We were dismissing all of Sony's arguments.
Right.
I still kind of was like, I don't know, man. Kind of feel like the CMA is just going to block this thing. I've been saying that for the past 2 months. Kind of feel like the CMA is going to block this thing. And here we are, and the CMA blocked it for what I think is a pretty flimsy reason. I think the reason it doesn't really hold weight to me. We don't really know. Like they, in a response, someone with the CMA said, I think to MSNBC, that they brought up some numbers. They see the growth of the cloud gaming. Frank, look, there's no cloud gaming platform, that's standalone platform right now that's booming. In the United States, our infrastructure does not support a cloud gaming infrastructure that is the hotness. Even Xbox with xCloud is encompassed in Game Pass Ultimate. They don't sell it on its own because it's not worth anything right now on its own. It's just not going to work. Shout out to Blade X with the $2 super chat that says CMA said, "Don't worry, boo, I got you, Jim." And you know what? That's exactly what I think they did. Honestly, look, they made themselves. This is all speculation, but it's my speculation. So take it for what it is. I think they dismissed the console side of things, and then used the cloud gaming aspect as their rationale for blocking it, so that when people say you did this to protect PlayStation, they can say, no, we didn't. We dismissed PlayStation's concerns. We did this for cloud gaming. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So it's a built-in excuse to dismiss any claims that they are protecting a market leader. That's just my opinion. I also kind of feel that this regulator really don't like, as a lot of when it comes to like with us, our country here with the FTC, they don't like Microsoft. They don't like big tech, and they see big tech making a $70 billion acquisition. They don't give a damn if it works in that. We don't like it. We ain't gonna allow it. Look, as a completely I am ignorant of laws, and especially in the UK law. I am ignorant of how any of this stuff works. I am not a lawyer. I do not work for Microsoft or Sony or anybody. That's just my opinion. I feel like they figured out a way where they could say no without making it look like they're protecting Sony.
It's a good point. I didn't think about it like that.
Now, I'm actually hoping at this point the EU blocks it, because the reason why I say that is because this thing is over. They're not going to change it. Like, people think this is not the United States and then the FTC. There's they're out here trying to appeal things, and the appeal, was it like it's been like 19 years since an appeal to the CMA worked. And they're trying to get the British government to step in and try to overrule the CMA, and who knows. I feel like if the EU blocks it, that they might just go, you know what, this is just way, like, we got the FTC on our butt, and we got all three of these, the main regulators we wanted we wanted to have to actually get this fixed. All three of them are just not with it. And maybe they'll move on, because of what I think was going to end up happening is that they're going to appeal this thing, and it's going to get into 2024, and they're still going to lose.
You know the funny,
and we're going to have to deal with this for a whole another freaking year. Go ahead.
You know what the funny thing is, Xbox. When we woke up the next morning, PlayStation fans were basically doing this. They were applauding. They were applauding really hard. Xbox fans, they were listening to the trombone play. Wah, 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 wah. People, it was a lot of mixed emotions yesterday. People were going crazy. But I do agree with you on that one thing. It is real interesting that they flipped the script when it came to like how they were really strongly backing PlayStation, and then all of a sudden it became, well, no, we dismissed the PlayStation thing. We already said that this was this, and they came up with a completely different other reason. But ultimately, who knows? Their real reason still was to protect PlayStation, but they just found a more sensible reason to pull the wool over people's eyes and say, well, we're going after them for this.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's I saw Brad Smith out here threatening the UK government, and I'm like, bro, what you doing? What you doing, man? You don't threaten people in public on a news station. You do it behind the scenes. You don't threaten them publicly. You need to do it privately so they can at least save some face. That's not going to work, Brad. Come on now. It's look, and here's the thing, and this may seem all doom and gloom to some people, and this may seem as if like SloMo is being super negative right now, but y'all need to. I think the super negative stuff that y'all are like flipped out about is like Xbox is over. Where does Xbox go from here? Are y'all serious? They're gonna go exactly where they were going back in 2020 before this happened. Did y'all forget that Activision came to them? What do you think they are going to do once they have completely given up on this deal? They're going to go back to whatever game plan they had when they acquired ZeniMax Media and the other 10 studios they acquired since 2018. They had a plan then of going forward with, Game Pass as the platform and pushing Xbox and pushing everything they've been pushing. The ABK deal is done. You got $70 billion now that's all freed up for other means. They're going to go back to doing what they was planning on doing to begin with. I just wish they would get back to it quicker, which is why I want the EU to just block it.
Right.
So maybe that will wake them up, a bucket of cold water over their head, get over it, it's over, move on. Use that money for something else. I don't know. Use that money to bolster your current studios. Give them more time and resources to take some of these games to the next level. I don't know. Acquire someone else that actually works. I don't know. Use that money for something else besides this freaking nonsense that has gone on for far too long. That's really all I got to say about it. It's Xbox isn't going anywhere, y'all. Like people think like when this deal is over, Xbox is going to quit. You know how many long y'all dummy-os been saying this? You know how long I've been in this community? I've been hearing y'all foolishly say Xbox is going to quit gaming every time they take a L. Y'all say it every time. Y'all know y'all say that every time. I guess y'all figure if you say it every time they take a L and they eventually quit, you can say I was right. But you've been wrong for like 99% of the time. They're not quitting, okay? They're too invested in gaming.
You know anything can happen though, SloMo.
Wait, look,
anything can happen.
I could fly. Right now, anything can happen. I could get with Meg the Stallion. That could happen, right? Anything can happen, right?
Yeah, but listen, you
what?
Could trip and fall that. You could trip and find and fall that.
Oh man, hey, look. This is what. Yes, anything can happen. What I'm saying is, what's most likely to happen? What's most likely to happen? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should have said Megan Good. She's freed up now.
Is she freed up now? Oh yeah, she definitely freed up now after all that stuff.
We gonna talk after the show.
Listen, ain't you married?
Hey, bro, I'm joking around. Good grief, man.
I don't know, man. Your wife might be listening to this podcast. Does your wife listen to your podcast? Mine does every once in a while.
Lord, moving on. Moving on. So this is the timeline of things. The deal's done. Okay. The CMA has made their block. Microsoft is appealing, but also I think it's May 22nd would be the EU decision.
Mm-hmm.
And the EU decision, I think sometime in August is the FTC thing. A bobber, I don't know. So whatever ends up happening, I hope this thing is over before the summer. But I think the final nail in the entire coffin, and I think we all can agree to this, is that the last person you want on your side is Michael Pachter. And Pachter has double down on Microsoft and this deal going through. So it's over. It's beyond over. Like it's done. Like he's
true.
Yeah. So
kiss of death.
Is the kiss of
Kiss of death.
It is a wrap, man. I'm telling you, when Pactus says it's going to happen, then you know the exact opposite will. Any final thoughts on this, Forte?
Man, like I said, it's not over, but it feels like it's over. Microsoft's they're definitely going to appeal this, but at a certain point, like what I really know is what's going to happen with Activision after this. Like, what's the sentiment going to be when it comes to re-upping the Call of Duty deal if this deal doesn't go through? How reluctant are they going to be to just give them the deal for a cheaper price? I think they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay what Microsoft would have to pay if with this deal not going through for the next one.
Well, I think that I'm not in the camp where there are people that just like think that Activision is going to be like, man, F Sony, we ain't never working with y'all ever again. You ain't getting this marketing deal ever. I don't know about that. I also don't know about them just automatically going back to Sony because they're the bigger platform or the bigger place where Call of Duty players play. Because at one point in time, Xbox was the place where the majority of Call of Duty players played, and that changed. I don't think that's really the question. I think it's going to be it'll be a bidding war for it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But if Sony has the better offer, we already know based upon what their contract is right now that they offer Sony offers them a bigger cut. So they're not even taking the 30% from Activision for Call of Duty that they take from everyone else. They're taking less than that. So like whoever can sweeten the pot, I do think that Activision will give Microsoft opportunity to take it back. But whoever's got the better deal is going to be the one that takes it because Activision likes money. And so even though they may be a little sore about, the entire board and including Bobby the Devil Kotick not getting his golden parachute, they still going to take this money if Sony has the better deal. So We'll see. Beyond that, anything else? Can we move on?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. So last topic of the night, financials for Xbox came out, and some good things were in there. But one thing that I definitely wanted to take a look at because it seemed to be pretty interesting was Xbox hardware being down 30%. So I thought that was and I think the very thing that they had said about it, in particular, they made mention of it's year-over-year revenue that's down compared to this time last year. But this time last year, they had they benefited from increased console supply.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's what it was. They had a lot more systems available at this point last year, mm-hmm. and then PlayStation, and let's be for real, PlayStation didn't have supply, so people were just buying the systems that were available. Mm-hmm. So I do think that had a lot to really do with it. You had Halo coming out at the end of the year, so people wanted to probably pick up Xboxes for Halo. So there was a lot of different reasons for the sales to be up. But there's also a lot of reasons for it to be down. Like I was telling SloMo yesterday when I was talking to him that Xbox Series X's have pretty much been non-existent, especially if you're trying to get the system that's not in the bundle. That's the only one you can get right now is a bundle system. So I think we're starting to get past the point where people are just buying systems just to buy them at this point now. They actually want to like get the bang for their buck and like say, I don't want to spend $700 or $600 or even
you actually gave me the breakdown of the like how many Xbox Series X's you've had. So like I want you to tell the audience what you told me earlier today. Was it or yesterday? It was
yesterday.
Okay, real quick before we do that though, I wanted to go through all the numbers for gaming.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's like Xbox content and services revenue increased 3%. Gaming revenue overall declined 4%. Xbox hardware revenue declined 30%. So that's the full everything there in regards to that. Now, my first question to you was, you said you had 8 Xbox Series X's that you got like earlier this week, right?
Yes, like 2 days ago.
Okay, so 2 days ago, you got 8 Xbox Series X's, and you told me how long you expected to see those get sold, and what time period was that?
A week to 2 weeks.
A week to 2 weeks to sell 8 systems. Okay, J Dub in the house. Shout out to J Dub with the $5 super chat. He says, "I'm just here to say, Jim Ryan is the GOAT. What's good, fellas?"
Shout out to you, J Dub.
Shout out to J Dub, man. Funny guy.
Being messy as always.
As usual.
He one of those people that's feeling real good. When I was talking earlier, he was one of those people that was he was doing the applaud. He was applauding. He was applauding when this all went down. He woke up on his Stairmaster. He couldn't get off that Peloton fast enough to go on Twitter.
Yeah, shout out to J Dub. So Forte, 8 systems, and you think it will take you 2 weeks to sell them?
At least 2. I
mean, and these are all bundled systems too, right?
Yeah, they're all bundle systems. Yeah.
With what is it? Forza Horizon 5?
Yes,
is that
they're
the bundle?
All Forza systems.
Okay,
yes.
So you have it. When's the last time you had a standalone Xbox Series X that wasn't like a trade-in or
like a month and a half ago?
Month and a half ago. Okay. So
that's at the earliest. It could have been longer than that because it's been so long since I seen them.
So is not getting standalone systems indicative of a supply issue? Are bundled versions on? Are they like a set number or whatever? Like, hey, we said we were going to bundle X number of systems.
No, it's they just make more money on the bundle. So, I mean, like I said, this is something that I don't have 100% visibility into because we don't sit down in boardrooms to see exactly what they get for what. But the one thing that we all know that bundles do is it increases sales of whatever thing is bundled in it. So just like we talked about how Spider-Man was bundled with the PlayStation, not bundled with it, but all the bundles that you could buy when PlayStation 5 came out had Spider-Man bundled in it. It increased the sales of Spider-Man because the only way you could get the system was within a bundle with Spider-Man at that point. Same thing could be said true for the God of War bundle. I remember I said it on there on this show when the numbers for God of War came out. I was like, well, how many of those were sold in bundles with that PlayStation that they literally conveniently only gave out during the month of November and December? There were no standard systems found anywhere. And it's not to say that it's like a wrong thing to do. It's just that's what kind of happens. And it doesn't say that it's a supply issue. It's just that they're saying like, we're going to make more money off of this system in this bundle because we're going to make more money off the game that's packaged with it. So not only are you making the number on a sale go up, you're making the number of
but it's not
everything
else.
Else.
Just with GameStop, because like I checked.
No, it's everywhere.
When everybody was talking about suppliers, I checked Best Buy, and I can get the Forza Horizon bundle of Xbox Series X, and the Xbox Series S is freely available, but the Xbox Series X on its own is still showing sold out. I kind of feel, and this is just me spitballing, I don't know what their supply issues are. I don't work for Microsoft. I don't know no one that works for Microsoft, but
I think they got supply issues to an extent.
I think they saw some success with the Xbox Series S, and they when they make their order with TSMC, and they say, hey, we want that, because it's 2 different APUs, right? There's an APU for the Series S and there's a one for the Series X. Yes, I think they over ordered. They ordered too many for the S and not enough for the X, and now they're trying to make up for that, because they saw they could have been a trend and said, oh well, let's get more Series S's out here.
How hard is it for you to think that that's not going to happen when you're selling supposedly a next gen system for $250 during the holidays? Of course, the number I feel like is going to jump, and that's the other thing. We always talked about it on every podcast we were on. We always knew that the S was going to be the number one seller. We knew that was going to be the system that got people into the ecosystem. But I think at this point now, you know, people, you got to think, when people got, tax season just came through. The one thing I know about people in taxes is when they got money, price is no object. Price ain't a problem. Mm-hmm. When you got money, you'll spend it on a $500, $600 system and stuff if you can find one, because people were buying, you know, the God of War bundle for $559, you know, and still buying extra controllers and buying games with it and headsets and stuff like that because they had the money to do it. And that was the same thing that was going on with Xbox. But now that the Series X is in not smaller demand, but in lower quantities that's available, people are sitting there like, I did want to
do one correction, and shout out to player in the chat.
Yeah. What he said?
I just double checked something he had said. He said the Microsoft Store has standalone Xbox Series X available, and I did double check that it is available in the Microsoft Store.
Just as bad as Sony at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of feel like the reason why the the PSVR 2 isn't selling the way they want, because it's only in the PS Direct store. Like, you want that thing to sell, it needs to be in a Best Buy, it needs to be in a Walmart, it needs to be in Target, it needs to be in GameStop, it needs to be everywhere,
right?
So that people will see it and have the opportunity to get it. You're not seeing it anywhere when it's on the online store, and only on the online store. So yeah.
Good God. He said the Series X, he said the store in Germany near him has 10 Series X's and over 20 S's. No one buys any of it.
I am not surprised by that at all. And by the way, can we be civil in the chat, guys? Please.
I know.
I see some.
Stop arguing with people.
Yeah, I see some. I mean, let's chill out, man. Let's just be. It's okay. It's okay. Oh boy. No. I don't think it's.
Oh, that's a good point. Texas man. He said it could be the fact that they're trying to, get through the stock of these bundles right now, knowing that Starfield's right around the corner and they want to do that bundle. Because who knows how many?
I mean, Starfield's that's like 3 months from now.
Yeah, but how many?
Sell
think
your
about
systems, bro. Why are you
think
worried
about how many?
about?
Well, though, think about how many bundles they have, though. Just like, so perfect example. Sony dropped the price of the God of War bundle by $50 because they wanted to get rid of that system so they can start saturating it with just the standard systems again. But they discounted that God of War bundle to $509. It literally was only $10 more than a regular system. Microsoft might be doing the same thing. Well, not at that same rate, but they might be saying, let's get these bundles out. So when we get these other games that starts coming out, they got the Diablo bundle that's coming out in, what is it? What is it? June 12th is when that one comes out. I think it's June 12th.
It's got to be because Diablo comes out in June. So yeah, so we got like a good 5-6 weeks before Diablo.
So they're trying to get rid of these Forza bundles because I guess they don't want to have multiple bundles out there. Which, I mean, a bundle is a bundle at this point. But there's who knows, man? There's so many different algorithms that they use when it comes to trying to sell stuff and what piques people's interest in buying. But ultimately, it just comes down to, I just think Microsoft I don't think it's a supply issue on the system itself. I just think that they just want to sell these bundles because they know they get more bang for their buck out of it when it comes to each one sold. And then once they sell those, they'll pivot to the next one, which is going to be the Diablo one. and then I think you'll get a massive swell of systems. And maybe that's what they're doing, trying to build up their standalone system inventory for when Starfield does come out.
Well, I think hardware's down, and I it may be somewhat convenient to say they got a supply issue, but I think it's also because they got a big game
game issue.
So that's really kind of like what I think the main problem is. That now if Redfall hits, which we already talked about our thoughts about Redfall hitting, but let's say hypothetically Redfall does great. I think that's gonna kind of put a little boost on even the bundled ones that are out there. If Starfield does great, sure, yeah, absolutely. That's it only being available on Xbox consoles and PC. Starfield is definitely going to potentially be a system seller, but those games got to hit. And so, it's great when you get, say, a nice indie game. I think Benedict Fox has come out in Game Pass, and that's a nice little indie title that a lot of people were looking forward to. But that's not, people don't buy an Xbox for a Benedict Fox or a High on Life or even a Hi-Fi Rush. People aren't going to buy a system for that. They're going to buy a system for the bigger games, the games that you market, the games that are everyone's looking forward to. It's got to be that it factor to it, the kind of game that people feel like I can't miss this. And so is Starfield that game? I mean, for a straight up Bethesda fan that loves everything that Bethesda game studios do, it's a done deal. Of course it is. They're playing it on their PC or they're playing it on the Xbox. But for everyone else that's not a massive Bethesda fiend, that I think that's remains to be seen. It's going to remain.
People.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was a couple of people brought up in the chat about the server blades that they are using Series X's in there, and maybe they are prioritizing the standalone systems for upgrading of the cloud infrastructure. That might be why they're not selling. You don't see as many X's out there as of right now because they're trying to boost that.
If let's say that's the case, is this a good time to be? What? Why would you?
Yeah, that's true.
Why would you make that kind of decision? Because
why would you release Halo Infinite in the broken state that it was in? I mean,
yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of things that will be redone if it completely redone if it was somebody like you or me that was running it. And shout out to
I'm not going to prioritize server blades over selling consoles when I know that the bigger market right now is consoles. Games, people who want consoles versus people who are trying to play games through the cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Is Julian Johnson someone that lives on your block? He's like your neighbor. He said light skin and power. Does he do you know him personally in life?
I do not know Julian Johnson, but yes, right. Light skin power, man. Light skin power. People be talking about us like we soft for something. Don't try it.
You got green eyes, SloMo, green like hazel eyes. Is that part of your makeup too?
What? No, I don't.
You make it seem like it's a terrible thing to have hazel eyes or something.
I mean, maybe
got brown hair, not black hair.
Maybe a little.
Or you got red hair.
Can we move on?
Red hair. Someone got red hair, y'all.
I do not have red hair. Oh my god!
All his pigmentation went to his head and left his face.
Wow. Yeah. My eye color and my hair color is not up for this discussion right now.
Eyebrows and hair are two different colors.
Shout out to my boy Ever Fraud. I mean, I'm sorry, Everborn Saga in the chat. Just wanted to shout him out for
shout him out, bro.
For saying we should wait on games that we when features are there that we feel should be there at launch. We should wait till those features show up and then immediately changing his mind less than a week later. I love the guy. I love the guy.
You should ask Everborn if his game was if his game was buggy, would he release it to the public for people to play it, or would he delay it?
That is a great question. I'm gonna ask him that.
That's a good question.
On his show, Gaming Circle podcast, that's on Saturdays. I think at 10 a.m.
Yep, that's a good question.
I'm gonna ask him that question. Would you release your game buggy like that? Should people buy your buggy unfinished game when you release it? You know, we'll see what his answer is.
Yeah.
But let's get up out of here, man. I think we've had a great, awesome show. Appreciate the up to 70 people that have been here to come check us out.
Let's go.
Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday and playing your games. You know, as we all do, because we're all gamers here. I think. I'm a gamer. I mean, you've been seeing all my gameplay all night, so you know I'm a gamer.
Most of us are gamers.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, well, look, I think a good number of us are gamers. At least a good number of the 10%ers out here are gamers.
Facts. I agree with that.
But let's shut
someone
this
with
down
those purple, those Laker colors as his colors on Halo.
No, I need I don't like
purple
red.
And gold.
Yeah, I don't like the blue and red.
I changed mine from red and blue. I forget what mine is. It's green and something.
I keep changing it up because like I need to be able to see. Look, I'm old, man. My eyes is getting old, and I need to be able to see the players clearly. So I made it yellow because red's not good enough. Shout out to Everborn Soccer with the $2 super chat that says, "Let's just say my game has been in development for 4 to 5 years." I guess that's him saying that like it won't come out in a buggy mess. Okay. Well,
I mean, shoot. Wait, let's be for real.
I want to play
Halo's
Everborn's
been in development longer than that, and it came out of the buggy mess. So you know that don't mean nothing. Everborn.
That is true, man. Look, Everborn, I want to play your game when they come out. But if your game got shader cache stutter and it's crashing every 5 minutes, I'ma go in on you. Let me stop.
And you better not have you better not be sending out review codes the day of the embargo.
Oh yeah. We don't want that, man. Review codes a week in advance, at least. Come on, bro. But no, let's get up out of here. Forte, let the fine people know where they can find you.
You can find me. Shout out to Julian Johnson with the $10 super chat. Light skinned energy. Let's go. Listen, I'm in the middle. I'm slightly darker than light skinned, so I can't claim what you guys are claiming.
You tan,
but
you are a tan colored man.
I can definitely claim. I can definitely claim that. But
tan man is your name.
Tan man. There you go. But no, you can catch me over at Gaming Forte, YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live, and PlayStation. Frequently on the RDX podcast over there with Diller and them. So check them out on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Check us out on BRAP and everything. But when it comes to Wednesday nights, make sure you come next week to DPS episode 131. It'll be on my channel next week, and it's always a great time. SloMo, amazing time with you as always. You definitely did a great job today. You made me forget about the draft, and I'm happy to be doing this with you every week. And outside of that, guys, have a great week. Enjoy your games, and make sure you play some Star Wars if it's not buggy.
A player says you are butterscotch, sir.
Is that what it is?
Butterscotch.
So if you're in the middle, you're butterscotch. If you're at the tail bottom of your light skin, so that means my wife is mocha because she's like true darkness. She's like
I'm gonna tell you what my aim back. Remember when AOL Instant Messenger was the thing? Like you would talk to all the girls on that. That it was like
or Black Planet.
Well, yeah, Black Planet was it for like a hot moment, but like AOL was like, I used to be like, what's your aim, girl? What's your aim? Mine was like, I think it was like light skin something, like high yellow or
burnt caramel,
yellow highlighter D, but then it kind of like. It was, I don't know, man. It was something like that. It was like, yeah. So like, look, I'm yellow, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm not yellow. People gonna think that's different. No, I'm not red bone. Stop that, player. We don't know that. We don't do that for.
You said red bone.
No. But Yeah, I'm light skinned, man. It is what it is.
You don't like girls with red hair, SloMo?
I like all kinds of girls, man. I did like
girls,
as when I was a single man.
girls.
When I was a single man, I liked all. I did not discriminate whatsoever.
Have your wife ever heard any of your trials and tribulations of being in college as a single man?
Some of them.
That's
some of the PG-13 stuff, yeah.
The PG-13, like the stuff that you, not the stuff where you woke up and didn't know where you were at the next day.
I as far as I know, that has never occurred with me. But no,
well, you wouldn't know that if you.
Hey, look, come on. You guys can. I'm gonna do another lunchtime with SloMo probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, this Saturday for certain. And then hopefully another one on Monday, and then maybe drop a video too. We'll see what happens. Forte, don't say a word. But I appreciate everybody for coming through. Did want to do our channel members real quick. And I will get that started right now. Forte can do his. I'll give him a moment to get his done. But shout out to our 10%ers. Donnell Brown, DexFlex27, John the Don, Babe, Dragonheart Yobi, Enrique, Hargy Shani, Truth Serm, Arodimus, Ramon Terrell, Homie One Kenobi, Gaming Forte, Corey Hale, Stardust Acero, and that guy Smitty. What you got, Forte?
Yeah, I got Gregor Von Doom, Texas Lean, Truth Serum, Big Mad Mo, Ducky, Deflex, 27, Dragonheart Yobi, Stardust Acero, Ramon Terrell, Hargy Chani, Brat, Basement, Radio, Arcade Podcast, The Boss, Corey Hale, Arodimus, SloMoBackSlapr, DJ Oris, and that guy Smitty. Really appreciate you guys for coming through and dropping all that amazing knowledge that y'all do.
Absolutely.
Arodimus, where you at, man? I think Arodimus owes you something, doesn't he?
He owes me something?
Yeah, didn't he say he got you this week?
Oh, we ain't gotta worry about that. He can give me that.
I'm just messing with him.
Yeah.
Watch, he about to remember right now. You're like, oh yeah, I just remembered.
But no, we gonna get up out of here. I forgot. My brain is all over the place. Sorry. Appreciate everybody for coming through once again, and hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Peace.
Peace. I love you, Arodimus.
Eyes up, Guardian.
Wipe yourself off, man. You did.